Okay, so we're going to install K2, and I'm going to do this as fast as I can. No cuts. I'll just pause the video when I'm between steps. So assume I've already got K2 downloaded from GitLab, and I'm all set. I've got SQL Plus connected here. We're going to go ahead and connect to my admin user in the database, and we are going to open in K2 folder. We're going to go to lib arcsql, and we're going to do the arcsql user, and we're going to create a user called K2 dev, and we'll give it R2D2 my password. I think $sign works. Okay, does $sign work? Sometimes it messes up in this. Okay. So we're going to run this script, and hopefully it will create the user. You may need to, if your user already exists, you can just get rid of the create user, comment out the create user, and just go with the grants. That's fine. So you don't have to use this to create the user. Your user could already exist. Putting a quota, I need to put a quota. I'm using a service which the quota for my default users is users. It could be data, I think, with Oracle Cloud. It just depends, so you might need to modify that. But you want to make sure that your user can actually create objects and has a quota on a table space. So let's go back up here and run this. I'm going to run it as admin. And it didn't work because probably the password was no good. Let's see. Create user, define username K2 dev. Let's just do it like that. Clear that. Okay, that's working. Yeah, depending on what you're using, sometimes it doesn't like things. Okay. Okay, so our user is created. Cool. Now, let me show you something. At this point in your custom app, you may have app grants. Notice there's nothing here, but for Statzilla, actually, I'm just going to go ahead and take that out. This is what I like about the new framework. I can actually, make modifications on the fly, and I don't have to merge them because this is going to get what I push right now to GitHub. So like I'm pushing that literally now to GitLab, and that change is available for you. So you may have custom grants. So for example, my Statzilla app, where is it? Right here. I would need to run this because I need permissions on systat and system event. So for this to work. So that's where your custom grants go. And you need to remember to run that. There's nothing that's going to run that manually. So you got to run that every now and then. Okay. So we've got our user created, and now we're ready to go back and let's go ahead and connect to that user. I've already got a connection set up for K2 dev, so we're just going to connect to K2 dev. Oh, password's wrong. I got to go modify that. Okay, I'll pause it and do that. Okay, we fixed that. Let's go ahead and open up. I'm going to go back to our K2 root directory, and we're going to do demo install. If you have been developing an app, you may copy this and modify it and do what I've done. I've got a Statzilla install, so if I was working with Statzilla, I would run this one. But for the sake of just getting up and running, we're going to run demo install. It's basically the exact same thing as Statzilla install. It just doesn't, at the end, the only difference in those two files is what it runs at the end. Here it's going to run app install out of the demo directory as opposed to my Statzilla app install. So hopefully this will all run. And we're going to run that in K2 dev. We shouldn't see any errors. If you see any errors, there's a problem. I've tried to work very hard to get this to run without any errors. The first time it is idempotent, so you can run it over and over again. Sometimes if things get created out of order or something already exists, maybe you would run into an issue, but hopefully not. And getting close. Should end with a little message, app install complete. Okay, and so the demo app is installed, and we are ready to actually import the let's go here. No, yeah, Go to App Builder, and what we're going to do is import. And I'm going to do an import. I haven't tried this yet, so I probably should have paused and tested it. But and what do we got? Okay, we want to go. Yeah, I should have done this. Let's see, app. We are going to K2. Where's K2? Exports, demo. So I want to import the demo app. And meeting reminder just popped up. I don't know if you heard that. Okay, we're going to go ahead and next. And app. You can see parsing schemas K2 dev. You may have to change that for your parsing schema, depending on what your user was. And obviously, your user would have had to be mapped to the workspace. So in your admin Apex interface, you've got to go to manage workspaces and map users to workspace. And so I already have K2 dev mapped to this workspace. And I think we're just going to auto assign install application. And it's installing. I'll be surprised if this works. Why is this doing this again? Install. Let's go to edit application. Okay, so here we are, 103 application K2 template. Normally what I go into share components, application definition attributes, and we might want to call this K2 demo, give it a name. This is going to be used in the URL, so I'm going to go with K2 demo, and we'll just call this K2 demo. Okay, look down there, that all looks okay. Here's your app name. You may want to change that to something else. There's our login form message. It uses that variable. Come up here to security. See if there's anything in here we need to modify. It uses the SaaS auth package by default. That's what we want. This code I'm going to be changing. I don't think it breaks anything, but it's used for single sign-on. And I'm going to be I've got a to-do to fix some of that. But parsing schema, you may need to change parsing schema if that's not correct. User interface. Your home URL, maybe, if you're actually developing your own app. It all should work out of the box. Here's our file URLs where we've got some custom font going on right now for Roboto in this particular import. I'm assuming all those files are there. I haven't actually. We should go check that, right? Go apply changes. Let's go back and look at share components. Where's our static application files? I think it brings those over. Yeah, it looks like it brings those over. So we've got the K2JS, which is part of the, if we go to JS, it's right here. So if any additions are made to this, we need to re-upload that file. That does not happen automatically. Eventually, I'd like to play around with GitLab and see if I can build a deployment pipeline that does some of this automatically. But that might take a lot of time, and I don't have a lot of time. Let's go back. All right, things are looking, I think, pretty good. I'm trying to think, is there anything else? Share components, user security attributes. I think we've already looked at that. Yeah, that's already part of that thing. So let's go ahead and try to run this, okay. And yeah, K2 demo. So I need to do a register for free and post.ethan@gmail.com. Now, if we go into the config that we just loaded and we look at, what is it, K2 config, SaaS config here. Aha. So there is, and actually I just thought about something. This creates a demo user, but yeah, I'll have to think about that. It creates a demo user, potentially. Oh, actually, no, that's created up in here. But This is just salt use, so if you change that, like you're going to have problems using passwords. And this is the test password, which I forgot how that's used. I'll document that later. You could always just search for that term through the code base and you'd probably figure it out pretty easy. But this auth prefix, basically. So this is like a secret prefix that allows you to create an account. If you don't know this, your password does not start with this, you will not be able to create an account. So I need to know that. And this just keeps being able to have a public-facing app, but nobody can really create accounts. And so you just prevent people from goofing around if you don't want them. So I need to say ABBA, and then some password. And then we'll say register. And we'll say no thanks, not now. And you can see it logged me in. And so it actually allows you to log in one time, which is this first login. If I log out and try to log in again, it's going to want an email confirmation. And I do have email working with my Oracle Apex. And I have, there's a send email override. Basically, you can use whatever email service you want. You just have to replace the procedure with those parameters and then put your email code in here. I'm using Apex Mail Send, and this is working on Max Apex. And so I can be pretty confident I got an email, and then and I'm not going to show all the workflow, but it does work. And we can log out. See, if I try to log in again, well, it said invalid credentials because it's. Well, let me try that. Okay, no thanks, not now. Oh, it actually shouldn't have let me log in, I don't think. Or maybe that's not set. Live demos, right? Okay, here it is. So it let me log in technically twice. And so now it's saying I've got to validate my email address. I should already have a 6-digit code sent to me. If I didn't do that, I can say send me a new code. I think that works. But these are kinds of things that I'll show you in the future. But you can see we're ready to start building an application. All of our user management is here, and I can just start, building pages and building schema objects. Let me show you just not really having anything to do with install, but go into Statzilla and you'll find Statzilla schema, and you start building objects using Arc SQL stuff like drop table, does table exist, execute SQL. And so this makes this idempotent, and all my schema is managed in here. I can manage all my changes in a single file. It's all in GitLab, and my app install is going to just install everything I need for this app, and I can start building objects. So it's ready to go. So that is K2 and how to install it, and hopefully that'll get you up and running. Thanks for watching.